Real Housewives of Atlanta, episode 26, Secrets Revealed. Now, am I the only one? Is it me, or am I the only one that didn't, I didn't know that there was going to be an extra episode after the reunion. I didn't know Secrets Revealed was coming on. That's why I'm so late on. I would have been did this video 3-4 days ago. But anywho, if you haven't seen the Secrets Revealed, I will put a link down there for it. But I'm gonna go ahead now. Okay, so Secrets Revealed is basically them showing, just the stuff that they didn't show, and a lot of it actually is positive. So basically, it's, well, not the whole thing, but most of it is positive. It's basically the positive stuff that they didn't put in, of course. So let's go on to it, shall we? So I ain't writing no notes on it. I'm just gonna go off the top of the dome. So they first start off, they asking about friends and the friendships that they made over the season, and how Kandi and Porsha came really close, and Kandi says that, me and Porsha have a lot in common. She really wants to get into her music and get serious about that, and she wants to start a lot of businesses too. And which is, actually what I have in common with Kandi. That's it. Kandi actually, watching this actually, watching Real Housewives of Atlanta actually was a good thing for me, because it inspired me. Since I've been watching it, I really started watching it like 2009 when Kandi came on. I saw a few episodes the first season, but 2009, and I really wasn't on to her until I've heard of her. I knew of her. I remember seeing her in, the You and That Booty video. But, I started paying attention. I started seeing her growing businesses and songwriting. And she had really inspired me. And that's why I had moved down here to Atlanta, so I can, start my businesses and work on songwriting. And yes, I had asked last year, had asked her to be my mentor. But, she said that she was too busy right now. But that's fine. I'm still going to move on. I'm still going to keep it pushing. But Real Housewives have actually done some good, so we can't say it's all bad, because the women on there all do have long resumes. They're all working. They are all go-getters. Even Porsha, she had to step up and put her big girl panties on and start doing her thing. So they start going into, basically the deleted scenes, and Kandi and Porsha is talking, and Kandi started being there for Porsha after the divorce, and she told Porsha right now was the time for her to focus on herself, and Porsha telling her she she wants to do her business, her music, singing and whatever. And then she wants to do like different businesses with, the weave. She already got her weave line and teeth whitening and all kind of stuff she got. And okay, Candy's like, well, that's good, now I'm all over the place with my business, but you want to master something right now. You need one thing to master on right now and to focus on that. Then you can go to the rest of them. And which is actually very good advice. And then Porsha starts talking about how she wants to start acting, and Candy's like, Porsha, I need you to stay focused. And she goes on talking about how she, start writing this song, and she's like, well, what you need to do is you have all these things going that you want to do, but you haven't done anything. You need to start making yourself a deadline. So when I call and check on you next Friday, you need to have this song done. And she's like, okay, well, I'm going to get the song done this weekend. So then I guess the next week when Kandi checks with her, she's like, well, I haven't finished, but I wrote the hook and I wrote a verse or whatever. And Kandi's like, okay, well, that's some progress. That's good, I guess. That's a start. And, excuse me, y'all. And then, Kandi says that Porsha has just about in every situation she's been in, she's been spoiled, which is true. And I can see that, I can tell that. But she has to learn to come to her own. She has to learn to depend on herself because she's 30-something years old. She can no longer, she doesn't have a husband anymore. You know, she can't depend on him. She never should have started to depend on him because that's when he, you know, felt like he controlled her and that he was her daddy. And she's too old to be dependent on her mother. No, even though her mother wants to baby her, she has to grow up. So that was, you know, another, you know, good thing about Real Housewives of Atlanta was Porsha trying to come into her own. Shit, y'all, my damn crick in my neck. Anyways, but yeah, let's go on. So then they go on to Kenya. Kenya and Miss Lawrence. And Kenya says Miss Lawrence had been her friend for about 10 years, and how they she first met him when he was just a little boy getting started, I guess, down in Miami. He took his heels off, and she told him, "Oh no, that's something you never do. You never take your heels off." And I guess that's when their friendship really started. Damn, y'all, my neck hurt like hell. But anyways, we go on, and they're just talking. They talking about when they got to Mexico. Who do you think's gonna have the most sex? And not Pete shit. Miss Lawrence is like, you know, I think Cynthia and Peter is gonna have the most sex because they're so sexy, you know, and I can just tell they get it on. And King is like, well, no, you know, I don't think that they will be having much sex because, you know, all of the rumors and the blogs about their businesses being closed, you know, and if the finances ain't right, honey, it's all going down. It ain't, you know, they ain't gonna be doing it. And then she's like, you know, I think Kandi and Todd will be doing it. And he's like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. He's like, I forgot about them, you know, I ain't even gonna, you know, I ain't gonna get up. And we all know Kandi's a freak. Okay, yes, Kandi and Todd will be probably the ones that be out sexing them. Next might be Nene and Greg. Since she says Greg puts it down, honey, you know. And then, you know, Kenya starts to talk about how she got Phaedra a tiara because it's her birthday. And she was like, okay, well, you actually know Phaedra's birthday. She was like, yes, I know Phaedra's birthday, but, you know, I don't know her age. Nobody knows her age. My mama probably don't even know her age. She'll never tell that. But, you know, that was the little scene with Kenya and Miss Lawrence. So go on, it's a scene with Kenya and Nene, and they're in the car. And Kenya's talking about her African prince, her multi-billion-dollar, you know, he's a billionaire, and he has a multi-billion-dollar billion-dollar company, and, you know, he's too busy. The best relationships for her, she says that it seems like it's always a long distance relationship. And Nene tells her, well, that ain't good. You know, he can't even come visit you. She was like, no, he's so busy. She was like, well, you need to end that right now. And I was just listening to Porsha on the radio, on Big Ticket Radio yesterday, and she was saying, you know, yes, honey, Kenya got an African prince. He been there the whole season. The whole time he been there, we just can't see him. I said, you damn right, because his ass is Casper the Friendly Ghost. Can you stop that playing? Stop all that lying. You ain't got no man, you making this up. And if you have, and you said that you want to keep this private, you don't want the public or whatever in your business, well, if that's true, then why have none of your friends even met him? Why have none of your friends even seen a picture of him? You ain't got to show us a picture. But can your friends and your castmates say, oh yeah, I met him. I've met him. But nobody's met him, honey. He don't exist. It's all in your head. But I will say you're a great entertainment. and you need to stay on your medicine though. But you are great entertainment. And then they go on, and Kenya and Cynthia, Kenya and, sorry, I get tongue-tied sometimes. Cynthia has some kind of shoot for the industry. So she has Kenya as the model of it, the face of it, and Cynthia is actually picked out what all scenes that she wants Kenya to do, and what she wants to wear, and how she wants her hair, and she's picking out all the details. And I'm thinking, Cynthia is very talented, and, this is a good thing. There's another good thing that they didn't show. And I guess they just want, to keep the drama in it, because that's what's going to catch everybody's attention. And so we're going to the next scene. And Natalie and Cynthia is out to dinner. And Cynthia is talking about how all the craziness from the pillow talk, and Natalie tells her that Christopher hasn't been touched, and Kenya tried Christopher's integrity as a husband, and Cynthia's, I can't even believe Kandi. It got so crazy where I almost got into a fight, and I can't be going to bat for you with your mess, and I got my own stuff to to handle. And then Natalie, which is completely correct, is like, well, hold on, Cynthia. You the one that went back and told Kandi, and you're the one that asked me about Todd. And basically what she's saying is like, bitch, you put me out here. Okay, you did all this. And she is right. Cynthia, you was messy as hell for doing that to that girl. I guess you're trying to secure your spot on the show. But that shit was messy. And even you said it. That after the show on, Watch What Happens Live, you said, yes, you are the one that started. You should have never went back and told them girls what Natalie had said. And that is right. You should not have. You put that girl in there and just left her ass out to dry. Come on now. That was not right. You started this, Cynthia. The stuff between, I'm not talking about the Kenya and Natalie situation, because the Kenya and Natalie situation, Kenya started that, and Kenya had no damn right at all to come at that girl and say, well, your husband been saying that you a common law wife. If he did, that has nothing to do with you. Why do you feel some type of way about it? You must be sleeping with him, like Phaedra said. You had to have a relationship with him for you to just be that. Why are you attacking that woman? She did nothing to you. She said nothing to you. If he did say that, if he felt that way about him, that had nothing to do with you at all. You should have kept your damn mouth shut. But I guess that's why you're on the show, to be messy bitch. And you have earned your spot, ho. But, yeah, but not Kenya, Natalie and Cynthia, that situation with Kandi and Todd and all that, Cynthia started that, and she was so wrong for that. Cynthia is not an angel. For that, she is not an angel at all. But, I guess she had to secure her spot. So then we go on to the bathing agency, where Cynthia's sister, Mallory, is having her little sale of her jewelry or whatever. And, Kenya goes back and forth with Mallory saying, well, what would make you, stay at somebody's house for 2 months? Even though Kenya is right, you shouldn't just pop at nobody. Well, I'm going to tell you the truth, shit. I spent the night at my parents' house for 2 months sometimes, too. When I'm visiting Cleveland. But anyways, that had nothing to do with Kenya. That's what that was about. And Kenya and Molly almost got into it. And then situation with Porsha and Nene, when when Porsha didn't tell Nene that she had moved to her neighborhood, and Nene found out through the grapevine. And then, so what they show is when Kenya was walking across the street, I remember they showed that she almost got hit by the car. The car literally tried to hit her ass, and that was the funniest shit ever. But nobody really talked about that. But when she got across the street, she was going to her car, and Peter was over there watering the plants or whatever over at Bar 1, where her car was parked. And he's asking her, well, why are you leaving early? She's like, all that boo-hoo-hoo and all that Miss Dum-Dum doing, I can't take it, you know. It's just really, because she crying because Nene found out that she moved in her neighborhood. I just can't take all that. I just can't take it. And it's like, girl, you can't take it because the scene is no longer about you. You have to go and leave, you know, throw up your fan and go. So she's over there talking shit about to Peter or whatever, and then she was like, Mallory, and I almost hit her in her face. She gonna start getting, I was trying to be nice to her, and I asked her, you know, why would you stay at somebody's house, pop up at somebody's house for 2 months without even asking? And she gets snappy with me, and she like, almost, what she said, almost punched her in her mouth, almost punched her in her face. And then Peter like, well, Mallory ain't no Cynthia. They two completely different people. Mallory can fight. And then Kenya's like, well, I can fight too. Oh, really, Miss Non-Violence? Miss Fight with your words? Miss, you should never stoop that low to put your hands on someone. Really? Miss, come on now. Now we done caught you, and this is all that they let me remind y'all that they're showing all these clips, and Andy's asking these questions at the reunion after the fight is over. But you miss non-violence, right? Bitch, please. Anyways, moving on. So what else they talk about? Kenya just gets me for real. She's too much. She's too much. What did else they talk about? Phaedra having a baby. She had an emergency C-section with Mr. President, aka Dylan, and Aiden. Apollo went to pull Aiden to the side. He tried to have a talk to him about, being a big brother. Aiden ain't having it all. He like, no. He's like, you gonna do what you gonna do to, you gonna be a good big brother? He's like, no. No, motherfucking no. So, Paul was like, why you gonna say no to everything? If I tell you, I'm gonna go get your cup or whatever, and you ask me to get your cup, I'm gonna say, nope. And he like, nope. And then he's like, okay, now go get my cup. He's like, yes. You better go get my cup. I ain't playing with your ass, daddy. I put my foot in your ass. I'm like, Aiden, he's hilarious. He's so cute. But, and they go on to Kandi and Ty and Mama Joyce. And Mama Joyce talking to the therapist, talking about how she didn't feel as if Kandi had her back, talking about Carmen jumped up at her. If they edited it out, then, we're sorry that she jumped up at you. But we did not see her jump up at you at all, Miss Mama Joyce. You and your old lady gang, you was dead wrong for that. Y'all had that girl shook. That was foul. That was real foul. But, I ain't gonna lie, it was kind of funny as hell. But, I felt for Carmen because she looked up to you as a mother, as a second mother. It's somebody, because her and Kandi and Carmen grew up together. So, she used to be around Mama Joyce all the time. And for you to now just change on her, and to say she's sleeping with Todd and you doing all these accusations, that hurts. That really hurts. And I really feel for her. And that's wrong. You really need to keep going that therapy. I hope you and Kandi keep going to that therapist and he can help you. And she's talking about, she forgives Kandi for taking that for Carmen. And Candy's like, well, Mama, you was the aggressive one. Basically, all Kandi did was get Carmen ass out of the lion's den because y'all was going to eat her ass alive. For real. And she's like, well, Mama Joyce is something else. Tell you the truth. I hope that she can come to love and respect Kandi and Todd's relationship because I truly believe that Todd is a good man. I don't think that he has any bad intentions with Kandi, and I think it's a good relationship, and I think it will be a great marriage, and I think they're gonna have beautiful babies. But I think Mama Joyce needs to lay off. Seriously, she really does. I know she does love her baby, but she go a little too far, and maybe she does need her peach on the show because she sure has brought the drama, and she has secured Candy's space on this show, and Kandi ain't going nowhere no time soon, thanks to Mom Joyce. But yeah, and they go into Mama Joyce and Todd's conversation, and Todd's like, well, you think I'm with your daughter to take all her money? She was like, well, no, not to take all her money. He's like, well, you think I want to spend all her money? And then she was like, yeah. And he's like, I don't even spend money. And then he's like, where would you get this from? And then she's talking about some situation where Kandi wanted to go somewhere with some $600 tickets. And he was saying how he wouldn't pay for no $600 tickets just to see something. I don't know. I didn't quite hear that part. Would actually show they were going to or whatever. But, I guess Kandi paid up front. But Todd gave her the money back. And Kandi told her, Todd gave me my money back. I didn't pay for us, basically. I did it up front, but he gave me my money. And Todd's like, yeah, I just said I wouldn't spend, $600 on tickets. And they walking her out. Kandi basically dismissed her, was like, okay, well, Mom, we sure did have fun. It was nice having you, but you got to go. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get the fuck up out of here. Nicely, because she was respectful. But they're walking her out with her food or whatever, and Candy's like, Mom, do you want me to walk in front of you? And then she's like, no, but I don't want nobody to push me. But you need to be pushed. But it's because you're so messy with this. This is so wrong, Mama Joyce. And I hope you come to peace with this and that you leave your daughter alone and her new husband. And let it be because they're happy. And Riley is fine. I really think that Riley has a mind of her own. And if Riley really felt some type of way, I think she would voice it to her mama, because I remember when she was younger and she was talking about her daddy or whatever. She didn't want to meet her daddy, or even when Todd first came in, she's like, well, why did he move in so fast? Riley does not have a problem with speaking up to Kandi, and I don't think Mama Joyce has anything to worry about. But that's all I can remember. That's it for Real Housewives of Atlanta for this season period. I guess that's all they're gonna show. They might pop up with another one. I don't know. But it's been 6 months, a beautiful 6 months, and it will be back on in another 6 months. And I will put the link down to the show in the description. So like, comment, share, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at Jazz Chapman. Look at my cooking channel, Cooking with Jazz Chapman. And I will see you later in the next video. Bye.